I just got a new Bluey Mascot and I've never worked with this maker before, so I'm gonna unbox the Bluey Mascot, we'll see what it looks like, and then I'll tell you how I'm gonna fix it. All right, the first thing we've got coming out of the box are the feet. The feet always come super squished. Overall, these have a really nice shape. I think when they air themselves out, they're gonna be just fine. So yeah, I'm happy with those feet. They don't look like such a much right now, but they'll be fine. They'll look good once they air out. The next thing I'm seeing in here are these hands. I always like to sew the hands onto the body. Now these are also the tiniest little hands. Yes, I have like relatively large hands for a woman, but like not huge and not compared to a man. It's also like very strange finger shapes. Why that pinky so big? That's not supposed to be the, yeah, that would be a weird thumb too. Okay, not my favorite pattern, but okay. If you put two fingers here, they do fit. If you try to put two fingers in this one, it's a no-go. So most likely I am going to sew these to the arms, but let's see what the rest of it looks like. I'm so confused. Is it an arm or a leg, and why? Why wouldn't the arm be attached to the body? Okay, huh. Okay, well, there's two of them. Yeah, that's an arm, because here's your legs, here's your pants. I do like that there's a lot of room in our legs. A lot of the Bluey legs I've received in the past are skinny minis. So yeah, this will fit a range of performers, which is great. I'm so confused about these arms, but okay, let's see. Now the pod. Saw something on the face I don't love. Okay, not very structured ears, don't love that. All right, let's see the front. I don't know what's happening with this nose. Was this to protect his nose, maybe? It looks like it's just taped on. I'm not sure what they thought would happen to the nose in transit. I don't like this color yellow, I can tell you that right now, but, well, my options are to live with it or choose a different shade, so I'm probably gonna live with it. There's like a really weird hole right here that just seems like an annoying oversight. I guess I can repair the hole. It's just, yeah, the quality here is not the best I've ever seen. Just little like bits of foam and glue here. Fine, you know, whatever, I guess. All right, well, I can't really tell what this is gonna look like until I get inside it, put on my detachable arms and hands, and push it from the inside, because obviously he's like super caved in. And so I'm gonna have to get inside him, push him out. And then I do expect, I don't see any way where when I'm wearing this, these ears aren't gonna just be flop down. So, and there's just so much extra material up here. And you can see really obvious hot glue too. Yeah, look at this. That's just rough. Yikes. So we can kind of solve all of these problems at once by, basically I'm gonna wanna sew this tightly in place and hope that it just like holds its position once the fabric around it isn't so floppy, because I do think that's the problem. Like there's just so much fabric around it that nothing's holding it tight. Death by Bluey tail. Tail's pretty good. Same problem as the rest of him. It's just hot glued on. It's just not gonna hold over time. So anytime you have a tail, kids are gonna pull it. So you do wanna hand sew all the way around the tail, like sewing the tail to the body to hide these hot glue seams and to just prevent a kid from yanking as hard as they can, pulling the tail off altogether. Not something you want at a party or an event. I didn't even notice this before. Come on. That's just hot glue and contact cement, just sloppy. It's just sloppy. Let's get in him and see what he looks like on.
There's also like, it's sitting so low, like I have to build out the inside of the head so that it sits here. Because if I drop it, like my eye is at my chest level, I can't see anything, and I'm, yeah. Otherwise you're just holding it up with your arms. The arms is actually the least of my concerns.
Well, except you're showing a big black piece on your right arm.
Where?
Your whole wrist is showing.
Oh, okay, well, that's that.
All right, let's start fixing this boy. I used a hairdryer to release this glue, but they didn't hot glue it. They used contact cement, and the hairdryer doesn't work as well on contact cement, so it kind of ripped the foam a little bit, but it really doesn't matter. So I was able to release this so that I could like pull it tighter and flatten this out so that we have less creases here. Definitely looks better, not perfect, but I did not care about making it look perfect, just a little bit better. And then I realized that I wasn't even able to hand sew on these arms if the diameter of the wrist on both of these items were not the same. So I turned this inside out and used a machine. You could do this by hand too if you don't machine sew. And I just took a seam in and gradually faded it out so that this new wrist is the same as this, and now I can hand sew it on. I also machine sewed on some stirrups so that when I put these Bluey pants on, the legs will stay down around my feet and stay tucked into the shoes. Ooh. So I assumed when I first unboxed this that I would be able to push out the nose from the inside once I was inside of it, but it looks like this is a totally separate piece. So if I push from the inside, I'm not actually like getting my hand on the inside of this nose, which is very unfortunate. That means I'm gonna have to detach the nose completely. It does look like it's hot glued, so I should be able to use the hairdryer, take off this nose, push it out, and then find a way to reinforce this from the inside. You might remember that in the Easter Bunny video I did, I used EVA foam to help the hat keep its shape, so I think that's an option. I might even just be able to stuff it with polyfill so that there's something in here that is lightweight but giving it its shape. I could also maybe use tin foil, just stuff it in there to help it keep its shape without adding a lot of weight. So once I get in there, I'll determine the easiest solution and then I'll reattach it. See, now I can get my hand in there, push it out. So we've just got to find a way for this to hold its shape. I think polyfill is my easiest option. So I'm gonna try that and let's see if it works. Would you just stay in your chair? It would be very helpful for the viewers at home if you would just sit in your little chair. Just sit there. And what if we push you up? Let's take a little nap, Bluey. Yeah, I think it'll work. Woohoo! Easy. Small enough area that this amount of polyfill I just don't think will add like substantial weight. And that prevents it from caving in. Yay! And now I can reattach it. The ears also still need to be reinforced. I'm gonna hand sew these in place to cover up all these glue marks and make sure that's gonna stay for a long time. I'll probably do the tail the same way. Hand sew it around here. This glue that I discovered on the tail, like I don't think there's anything I can do. Like I could try to shave it off a little bit with a razor blade, but I'm just gonna risk making little holes, and we will change the things we can change and the rest we will just ignore. Okay, so Bluey is pretty much done. I'm gonna show you what I did, and then it's just time to put him on. So his ears were sewn in place all the way around on both ears. As you saw, we put polyfill in the nose, and then I stitched this part up, just hand stitched it. I fixed with the hand stitching these little holes down here as well, and parts of his mouth were coming up because they just weren't glued very well, so I re-glued them with some high temp hot glue. Inside the Bluey body, we added these elastic straps that would go over the performer's shoulders, and now the performers would be able to carry the weight of the Bluey mascot on their shoulders instead of all the weight from the costume sitting on the top of their head. Also, because these straps would go over their shoulders, that means that their eyesight will now line up with the eyes of Bluey instead of lining up with the foam at the top of the head. So they'll be able to see now. And I stitched the hands under the arms, and they look a lot better now because I can reach out my arm and we're not going to see any dreaded wrist. And yeah, with that, we're ready to see Bluey all together. Let's see the final result.